Hey everybody, this is Rykard here again, and welcome to another Pokemon Movesets video. Today's video is going to be all about Ampharos and Mega Ampharos, so let's get started by taking a look at this Pokemon's typing, abilities, and stats. So to start things off, Ampharos is an electric-type Pokemon introduced in a Generation 2 that has access to two abilities, with the first one being Static, which is an ability that gives this Pokemon a chance to paralyze opposing attackers trying to damage Ampharos with contact moves, and the second being Plus, which is an ability that will boost this Pokemon's special attack by 50% when used on the battlefield with another Pokemon possessing either the plus or the minus ability. But for its stats, this Pokemon is quite bulky, possessing a base 90 HP stat, 85 defense stat, and 90 special defense stat, allowing it to take hits very well from its opponents. On the other hand, its offensive stats give it a base 75 physical attack, a base 115 special attack, and a base 55 speed stat, allowing it to really be represented more so as a special attacker than a physical one, and being kind of a slower Pokemon as far as speed tiers are concerned with that base 55 speed stat. And as far as current Smogon tiering is concerned, Ampharos finds itself in the PU tier. But upon Mega Evolving through the use of the Ampharosite item, Ampharos goes under quite a few changes, most notably though gaining the Dragon typing, which will allow this Pokemon to have a few more resistances as well as a really great secondary stab attack and a couple more weaknesses you do need to keep in mind when using, but it also gives it access to the Mold Breaker ability, which allows this Pokemon to ignore the abilities of its opponents, most notably those packing either the Lightning Rod or the Volt Absorb ability, which would typically absorb your electric type attacks, essentially allowing Mega Ampharos to fire off electric type moves a lot more easily than other electric type Pokemon. But its stats also undergo quite a few changes, gaining a nice boost to its physical defense, its special defense, its physical attack, and its special attack at the cost of losing 10 points in its speed stat, but that isn't too big of a hindrance on it, as the monstrous boost to its special attack, now being base 165, allows this thing to do a ton of damage with the special moves that it knows. And as a result, this Pokemon in its Mega form actually finds itself in the RU tier. So with that, let's take a look at the first moveset that I have for you in this video. So for this first moveset, we're going to be running Ampharos in a especially offensive way. So we're going to start this one off by giving it a Timid nature to boost its speed but lower its physical attack, or a Modest nature to boost its special attack but lower its physical attack, and then going with the Static ability, which will turn into Mold Breaker upon Mega Evolving. Then for the EVs, we're going to put 4 into its defense, and then max out its special attack and speed stats with 252 EVs into both of those to make this Pokemon as fast and as powerful as it can possibly be. And for the item on the set, going either with Ampharosite, obviously if you're going to use the Mega Evolution, or if you're running the regular version of Ampharos, going with Choice Specs to increase the damage of your special attacks while locking you into a move, a Life Orb to increase the damage of all of your attacks at the cost of losing 10% of your health every time you damage your opponent, or a Z Crystal to correspond to one of the attacks on the set to give you a super powerful move of that type to use one time. But for those moves, our main stab electric type attack is going to be either Thunderbolt for the added power that it provides, or Discharge for the added paralysis chance that this move has, which can be very useful for a Pokemon like Ampharos due to its low speed stat. Then we're either going to run Dragon Pulse, Hidden Power Ice, or Hidden Power Grass in the second moveset to give us Pokemon some really great neutral coverage, or neutral stab coverage really when using the Mega Evolution, or a really great coverage option for the regular Ampharos if you would like to go with Hidden Power Ice or Hidden Power Grass, as it won't be getting stabbed on Dragon Pulse, but you could very easily still run Dragon Pulse anyway. But most importantly, we have to run Focus Blast on this moveset because it gives this Pokemon some much needed fighting type coverage, which will allow it to deal with the very minimal things that are able to resist your electric and dragon stab for the Mega version, and also just give you a nice way of dealing some really powerful fighting type damage in general. And finally, for the last move of the set, we're going to be running Volt Switch for the great utility that it provides in being able to allow this Pokemon to switch in and out of battle a lot easier, while also doing a little bit of damage in the process. As for this next moveset, we're going to be running Ampharos in a way that seeks to boost its speed stat to make it even more of a threatening special attacker. So we're going to start this one off by giving it a Timid nature to boost its speed but lower its physical attack, going with the Static ability, and then the same EV spread as before to maximize our special attack and speed. And as for the item, again, Ampharosite, a Life Orb, or a Z Crystal can work on the set to augment this Pokemon's offensive abilities and also just make use of a powerful Mega Evolution set for Mega Ampharos. But for the moves on this one, the first one that we're going to go with is going to be Agility, which will be boosting this Pokemon's speed stat by 2 stages, thus making it even more of a threatening special attacker, because it now will be faster than it ever would be without this move. Then we're going to be running Thunderbolt for the most amount of power that we can get, and then Dragon Pulse, HP Ice, or HP Grass for some additional coverage or a secondary stab option, and then again Focus Blast for the really great fighting type utility that this move provides in allowing Ampharos to hit most things for at least neutral or super effective damage that it might be matched up against in either the PU tier for the regular one or the RU tier for the Mega version of this Pokemon. As for this next moveset, we're going to be running a fun Parafusion set for Ampharos to take advantage of. So we're going to start this one off by giving it a Calm Nature to boost its special defense but lower its physical attack, run the static ability, and a more defensive EV spread consisting of 252 HP EVs, 192 defense EVs, and 64 special defense EVs to give it some really great mixed bulk all around to take hits very well from both physical and special attackers. And for the item on this set, going either with Ampharosite for the Mega Ampharos or Leftovers for the regular version to recover a little bit of HP at the end of every turn. Then for the moves, we're going to start by running Confuse Ray as a way to confuse your opponents to make it so that they periodically do not attack, and then running either Discharge or Thunder Wave to paralyze your opponents, Discharge obviously having a 30% chance to do so, whereas Thunder Wave just does it outright, and this will get that really great Parafusion combination going, which will make it very difficult for your opponents to attack. Then we're going to run Dragon Pulse on the set to be obviously a stab option for the Mega version, or Hidden Power Ice or Hidden Power Grass, depending on what you want for the regular version, just to give you some really good type coverage. And then for your last move slot, running either Substitute, which is more so recommended for the regular version of Ampharos just because it has Leftovers recovery, but we can also run Volt Switch on the set as well to give it that great utility of being able to switch in and out of battle a lot easier. And this is really great, especially because when you're parafusing your opponents, they are more likely to switch out, so Volt Switch becomes a very essential option for allowing you to gain some momentum for your teammates. As for this next moveset, we're going to be running Ampharos as a Rest Talker, so we're going to start this one off by giving it a Bold Nature to increase its physical defense but lower its physical attack, going with the static ability, and an EV spread this time of 252 HP, 252 defense, and 4 speed EVs to maximize its physical bulk. And for the item, going either with Ampharosite, Leftovers, or even a Rocky Helmet on the set to make it so that your opponents will take damage every single time they damage Ampharos with a contact move, which also works really well when combined with its static ability, as it will also have a chance to paralyze them on the attacks that Rocky Helmet will activate on. But for the moves on this set, we're either going to go with Discharge or Charge Beam to be our main stab electric move, Discharge being a little bit more of a defensive option with that chance to paralyze opponents, whereas Charge Beam is a bit more of an offensive option, as it will allow Ampharos a way of potentially boosting its special attack by one stage every time the secondary effect of Charge Beam activates. Then, again, we're going to run either Dragon Pulse, HP Ice, or HP Grass like before for the added type coverage or secondary stab option, and then on this set, running the really well-renowned Rest Sleep Talk combination to allow this Pokemon to heal up to full HP and continue to damage opponents while asleep. And outside of Rest, Ampharos doesn't really have a reliable form of recovery, so this is a really great option for increasing this Pokemon's longevity throughout the battlefield and continue to allow you to damage your opponents for a longer period of time with your powerful special attacks. Finally, for the last moveset of this video, I'm going to be showing off a really awesome boosting set for Ampharos to take advantage of. So we're going to start this one off by giving it a Calm Nature to boost its special defense but lower its physical attack, and this time actually going with the Plus ability, and an EV spread that'll maximize our mixed bulk with 252 HP EVs, 192 defense EVs, and 64 special defense EVs. Now this set in particular is more so designed for the regular version of Ampharos, but you still can use it with the Mega version, provided you wait and delay your Mega evolution until much later in your usage of the set. But for the item, the primary one that you want to go with is going to be Leftovers to recover a little bit of HP at the end of every turn, but you could also run a Chesto Berry to allow you to wake up immediately when you put yourself to sleep. And obviously, to get access to the Mega Evolution, Ampharosite is there, but like I said before, this set is more so designed for the regular version. But for the moves in this set, the first one that we're going to go with is going to be Magnetic Flux, which when used with the Plus ability, will actually increase your physical defense and your special defense by one stage, essentially acting as an electric type cosmic power, which will increase this Pokemon's bulk significantly and make it incredibly difficult for your opponent to deal with. Then we're going to be running Charge Beam on the set as a way to boost our offensive stat, as Charge Beam does have that chance of boosting your special attack by one stage. Then we're going to go with Rest for that recovery that this provides, obviously healing us up to full and allowing us to then make use of our boosted defenses even more easily because, as mentioned before, Ampharos doesn't really have a great recovery move outside of Rest. And then for your last move slot, running either Sleep Talk if you want to run this as a mono attacking set by allowing you to obviously still potentially gain Magnetic Flux or Charge Beam boosts while asleep, which can be very useful, or running this with either Dragon Pulse, Hidden Power Ice, or Hidden Power Grass as a way to give you some more type coverage. And these options are more specifically designed to be used either with the Chesto Berry or just on a set where you expect to survive for 2 turns while you are asleep. But as mentioned before, this is a set primarily for the regular version of Ampharos, but if you want to delay your Mega Evolution until after you have acquired enough Magnetic Flux boosts, you can still go ahead and use the Ampharosite item in the RU tier if you would like to, but keep in mind if you do Mega Evolve, Magnetic Flux will be doing absolutely nothing for you because you will have the Mold Breaker ability. But this set allows this Pokemon to become insanely powerful with Charge Beam and also ridiculously bulky through the boost that you're going to be getting from Magnetic Flux. But anyways, everybody, that is it for this video on Ampharos and its Mega Evolution, so thank you all for watching, and as always, take care, goodbye, and I will see you all next time.